Welcome to your gentle flow and deep stretch. So if you want to grab a couple of blocks, feel free to do so. You might also want a strap today. I didn't think to mention that, but if you would like to grab a strap, you're not going to need it. It's not required, but it might make a couple of things a little bit more accessible. So go ahead and cue up your playlist. And we're going to start off in a collapsed bridge. So come down onto your backs. Take your feet, maybe max width the distance apart, maybe not quite that far apart, but whatever feels good to you. And then knock your knees together. Allow for your low back to kind of melt down into the mat. And then I'm going to give you this option here to take a palm to your low belly, a hand to your heart. Otherwise, you can bring your hands down to the side body, palms face down. Find something that feels good, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're kind of looking for here, is to feel better when we step off of our mats than when we stepped onto them. And then once you get into that space, roll your shoulders back and down. Let your shoulder blades kind of slide down your upper back, kind of pinning to your upper back so you feel a natural opening through your clavicles. And you might even feel the heart space lift just a little bit higher. If you feel comfortable closing down your eyes, I invite you to do so. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. And just tune into your breath for a moment as you kind of listen, setting your intention for your practice if that's something that serves you. So I've been working through this meditation teacher training. It's like a 7-month thing. And last weekend we worked on, it's a Buddhist principle, I'm not Buddhist, but you know, of these 8 worldly winds. And they're the things that kind of tend to stir us around, blow us around, maybe even knock us over. And the first one is, so there are 4 pairs, and the first one is pleasure and pain. And so as we move away from pain, a lot of times what we do is we seek pleasure to kind of cancel it out, right? And these are winds that we can't control. There are things that happen around us that are 100% outside of the realm of what we can control. Some things we even cannot influence, right? And so it comes to creating an equanimous mind, relaxing these expectations that we have, these judgments, and becoming a silent observer, right? And just remembering that it's not good or bad, it just is, right? And that ultimately we have the only control is how we respond to things rather than react. And so we use these gentle flows, these practices to just kind of tune in, relinquishing your ego if it's possible, right? I know that that's sometimes the hardest human work that we do. And just let yourself show up however you are, right? Because that in and of itself is so beautiful. It's so incredible. And when we finally allow for that space to be, it's when everything else kind of falls into place. So that's my invitation for you this morning. Just move and breathe. Allow yourself to feel open, to be fluid. And then take your arms out to the side body. Your palms can be face up, face down, whatever works for you. And then drop your knees over to the right. Inhale to come back through center. Let your low back kind of flatten down. And then exhale, drop your knees to the left, turn your face to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the right, face to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the left, face to the right. Now inhale, come right back through center. On the exhale, drop your knees to the right, turn your face to the left, and maybe your left ear goes all the way down to the ground. You relax your shoulders from your ears. And it's okay if your ear doesn't touch the earth. You know, it's just the direction you're moving in. And as you breathe in, you know you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, you know you're breathing out. And on your inhale, draw yourself back through center. And then exhale, drop your knees to the left, turn your face to the right. And then maybe this time your right ear comes all the way down to the ground. So you feel that stretch through the left side of your neck for your traps. Or maybe that's just me, right? And you breathe. On your next inhale, bring your knees back through center, nice and slow. And then exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins for just a moment and then place your feet back down on the ground. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Let your right knee fall away from you. Inhale to open your arms out to a T. And then exhale, drop your knees to the left and turn your face to the right, getting a figure 4 twist. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Feel this kind of opening through your outer hip. And then you have this option to leave your right knee as it is, to gently press it away. You're not super warm yet, so don't go all in. Or you could even draw your right knee in towards your chest, getting a release through your gluteus medius, your kind of outer hip, outer glute, low back on the right side. And then release. Inhale, draw back through center. Option to stay right here. Or exhale, draw your left thigh in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around your hamstring or your shin. And just breathe. You're going to nuzzle your right forearm into your right inner thigh. And there's a baby flex to both feet. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, soft release, but cross your right leg completely over your left. Allow for the internal rotation of your thigh bones. Bring your hands, so inhale, lift your shoulders and your upper back off of the mat for a moment. Hands to your shoulders, your shins, your ankles. And then exhale, let your upper back come back down to the mat. So your hands are on your legs in some capacity, like handlebars on a bike. Lengthen your low back down to the ground. Keep spinning your inner thighs towards one another while you kind of pull your feet away from each other. You breathe here. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, unravel. Find your happy baby. Peace fingers to your big toe. Hands maybe to your inner or outer arches of your feet. And then you can kind of rock side to side if that feels good to you. Good. And then let your feet come back down to the ground. Now cross your left ankle over your right knee. Let your left knee kind of press away from your torso. Inhale to open your arms out to a T. And then exhale, drop your knees to the right and turn your face to the left. Getting this figure 4 twist now on the opposite side. And you have this option for your left knee to stay as is, to gently press it away from you, to draw it in towards you. Just feel everything out. And breathe. On your next inhale, slide back through center. And then as you exhale, you either stay right here in your figure 4, pressing your left knee and inner thigh away from you, or you hug your right thigh in towards your chest for your reclined pigeon. Interlace your fingers around your hamstring, around your shin. Nuzzle your left forearm into your left inner thigh, but relax your shoulders so your collarbones are still broad. And there's a baby flex to both feet. Just warming up here. And entire practice that you can maintain even breaths in, even breaths out, and they match both in duration and intensity, right? So even and steady. One more inhale here. Exhale, let your right foot come down for a moment. So release, cross your left leg completely over the right. You're spinning your thigh bones internally, so you feel a release through your lumbar spine. Now, lift your knees back up, round your upper back so that your hands can come to knees, shins, or ankles. And then exhale, take your upper back, your shoulders back to the earth. And then you're drawing your legs in towards your chest while separating your feet away from one another. Your hands are like handlebars on your leg in some capacity. Breathe it in. And out. One more inhale here. And exhale, happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Separate out the legs. Let your hands come back to your feet or to your big toes. Whatever feels the best to you. Breathe it in. And out. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Spinal rocks forward and backward. Keep your low back rounded, your belly pulled in and up. I would take maybe 2 or 3 of these so that you go the full length of your spine and find that supple sensation. On your last one, come forward into a seated position. Extend your, let's go left leg forward. And bring the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. Prepping for Janu Shirshasana A. So your left leg is a straight line from your hip. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead. On the exhale, fold over your left leg. Relax your shoulders back from your ears. And you can have a deep bend to your left knee if you need it. It's all good. Relax your shoulders down. Pull your heart forward. Your clavicles broaden. And breathe. Now for those of you, if your hands are reaching past your left foot, your left hand can circle your right wrist. You press in slightly. You're going to get a lat and a rhomboid, a total side body stretch here. And on your inhale, lift your gaze. As you exhale, release your hands. Walk yourself back up. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Now exhale, drop your left forearm to the inside of your left calf. Reach your right arm up and over. Now it's a deeper side body stretch on the right side. Kind of watch your right shoulder. It's easy to let it rotate down because it makes you feel like you're getting deeper into this, but really what you're trying to do is keep your right hip heavy and let the bottom floating rib on your right side lift up and away from the top of your hip. Now if your right fingertips find your left toes, groovy, it's all good. If they don't, who cares, right? So just breathe through it. Perfect. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale, lift yourself back up. And on the exhale, face back forward. Lift your right knee. And then bring your right foot to the ground. I'm going to heel toe my right foot slightly forward so the inner arch kind of meets up with the inside of my left knee. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips towards your hips. Press down into the webbing between your thumb and your forefinger. And then you inhale, lift your hips. It's a variation of a reverse plank. Take your left toes down, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chest. Stretching out the top of your left foot here. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, sit yourself back down. Leave your right knee as it is. Bring your right hand behind your hip. Inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. Exhale, Marichiyasana C. Twist over towards the right. Take your left elbow either to the outside of your right thigh or hug your right leg in. Now with your inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, you twist just a little bit deeper. Yeah? I said C, but it's B. Marichiyasana B. For those of you that are listening. And maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. Feel the stretch through the outside of your neck. And then on your inhale, gaze back towards the front of your mat. Exhale, drop your hands over to the left and get a little bit of a twist here, a counter. Now on your inhale, come right back to center. Exhale, got hiccups. Draw both of your feet together. Let your knees hang comfortably open and bring your hands to your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then exhale, hinge at your hips. Take your heart forward. It's still early enough in practice. You don't want to go all the way. Just breathe here for a moment. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Draw your knees together. And then take your right leg out and bring the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Just let your left knee hang open. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. You can have a bend to your right knee. Exhale, hinge at your right hip, fold over your right leg, Janu Shirshasana A. No sensation whatsoever in the left knee. So if you feel anything, reduce the bend, the flexion. Those of you whose hands reach beyond the right foot, right hand circles the left wrist. And you kind of press your foot into it and get into all of the stuff around your shoulder, your side body, low back on the left side. Relax your shoulders back and down. Pull your heart forward and breathe. On your inhale, lift your gaze. On the exhale, release. Walk your hands back up. Now inhale, reach your arms out and up. On the exhale, drop your right arm to the inside of your right calf. And then inhale, lift your left arm up and over. It's all about the side body. There's no real like twisting of the spine. You're not doing all of that. There's a curvature here, but you are focusing on stretching all the way from your left armpit to your left hip. And breathe here. Relax your left shoulder back and down. Maybe you gaze up underneath your left tricep. Use this kind of opposing force of your right forearm to stack your left shoulder on top of the right. One more exhale. And then inhale, slowly lift yourself back up. Exhale, rotate yourself forward. Lift your left knee, plant your left foot down onto the floor, but then slide your left foot slightly forward. Hands behind your hips, fingertips towards you. Inhale, lift your hips. Maybe your right toes go flat. Roll your shoulders back and lift. Breathe, relax your face. Gaze to the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, sit yourself down. Slide your left foot back ever so slightly. Left hand down onto the ground. Inhale, float your right arm up to the sky. Lengthen your spine. Right leg is active. Exhale, twist over to the left. You can either hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, or you're going to just hug your left knee in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, you might twist a little bit more. Gaze over your left shoulder. Use your left arm like a second spine. On your inhale, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, drop your hands to the right. Find your counter twist. And then inhale, right back through center. Exhale, wide straddle. Take your legs out wide. Now, I like to bring my hands behind my hips and kind of inhale, press myself through. You're looking for an interior tilt of the pelvis so that as you walk forward, you're not here trying to reach forward, you're lifted. And then you drape your chest towards the ground. It doesn't matter if it gets there or not. If it does, watch your knees. There should be no pain on the inside of your knee joint or on the outside, right? But it's typically you would feel it on the inside. Your knees and your toes point up. For those of you that this is pretty accessible, you can take peace fingers to your big toes or reach your arms all the way forward. Just breathe here. Good, y'all. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Let your legs come together. Shake them out if you need to. And then cross your feet at the ankles, come onto hands and knees. Stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips. And then inhale, let a soft belly drop down. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And then exhale, dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Tuck your chin. Inhale, rounding back through into your cow pose. Drop your belly down, lift your chin, lift your tail. And then exhale, opposite movement. Drop the crown of your head down. Pull your navel towards your spine and tuck your tail. Inhale, last round. Cow pose, belly down, lift your chin, lift your gaze. And then exhale, reverse the movement. Dome out your upper back. Really separate your shoulder blades. Now inhale into a neutral spine. Exhale, curl up your toes. Use the pit of your belly to lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Nice, y'all. Now inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. And then exhale, soften your knees back down to the ground for your box pose. Gonna do that same thing 2 more times. Inhale, zip the pit of your belly in and up. Curl up your toes. Imagine like a body wave. On your exhale, lift your hips up and back and float it into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. Exhale, hands and knees. Last one, inhale, curl up your toes. Exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Now inhale, soft bend to your knees to look forward. And then exhale as many steps as you need to take your feet to your hands, probably about hip width distance apart. If you have blocks, they can be right here in front of both of your feet. Everybody today, inhale, bring your fingertips to your shins. Take the crown of your head forward, your tailbone back, your belly in and up. Halfway lift. Relax the shoulders from your ears, but open up through your chest so that you tabletop your spine. And then exhale, melt yourself down. Grab opposite elbows. You can just be right here, ragdoll. Your hands can be on the ground. You can be still. Or if you would like a little movement, go for that. Dump your brain down, relax your brows and your jaw. And then let your hands come back to center. And then one vertebra at a time. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. Relax your shoulders back and down as you exhale. And then inhale, take your arms out and up. Reach them up as high as you can. And then exhale, drop your left arm down and reach your right arm up and over. Side body stretch. And then inhale, both arms high. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over. Watching your low back. So if you feel this in your low back, take the top of your pubic bone and draw it slightly towards your navel so you lengthen out. And then inhale, both arms high. Exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot back and soften your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. I'm going to grab a blanket here. And then stay for your exhale, Salamba Anjaneyasana, your supported crescent lunge. Breathe here and allow for the energetic pull of your inner thighs towards one another to create balance and stability for you, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for here. Now with your inhale, open your arms out like a T. On the exhale, cross your left arm underneath the right. Hug opposite shoulders, or you can go ahead and eagle up your arms and go palm to palm. Choice is yours. Now you can stay right here. Or you could inhale, lift your elbows, lift your forearms, gaze up. Exhale, round your upper back and tuck your elbows in towards your navel. You're going to feel this probably lengthening through your low back. But if it doesn't feel great, skip it, right? Let's do one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. On your next inhale, lift your shoulders, release your arms out and up. And then exhale, bring your hands down, frame your front foot, and then shift your hips back. Find your half split. Flex your right toes back towards your shin. Let your right pinky toe pull back towards the leg just as much as your big toe. And then pull your heart forward, lengthen your spine. You can take the toes forward and then bring them back. So kind of feeling this out for yourself. All right, y'all. Now on your next inhale, gently walk yourself forward, curl up your back toes, lift your back knee. Now, however many steps you need or whatever other transition you need, as you exhale, you might kind of move your foot back this way. It's all good. Float your right leg up and back to three-leg dog. And then bend your right knee, stack your hip on it, open. Circle it out. Go in both directions. And then inhale, lengthen your right leg, three-leg dog. Take your time. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Let your left heel go flat for just a moment. Inhale, bring your shoulders up over your head. Your shoulders up over your head. Your shoulders up over your hips. Your arms up over your head. It's like the 5th time I've said that this week. And then as you exhale, kind of settle in. Pull the pit of your belly in. And then let your right knee stack over your heel or your ankle. Press actively into the outer edge of your left foot. Now inhale, reach your fingertips just a little bit higher. And then exhale, bring your hands down. This time, maybe blocks on either side of your right foot. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Shift your right hip back and pull your left hip forward. So pyramid pose. With your inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your chest forward, and as you exhale, melt yourself back down. Now, if you notice when you're in downward facing dog that your heels are lifted, really press down into the big toe ball mound on your right foot here, and feel how what happens at the base of your calf. So Amy Johnson taught me this. It's not that we're trying to stretch the Achilles. It's all of the musculature around it, right? Your Achilles is actually holding everything together for you. It's a good thing. But maybe the fascia or the muscles, the stuff around it is tight, and that's what keeps the heel from coming down. So you press down there, feel that activation at the base of your calf. Maybe even kind of rub it with your left hand, right hand, whatever. And little by little, that area can start to release, right? Now on your next inhale, bend into your right knee. Find your low lunge. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat and soften your knees down. I'm going to walk my hands back a little bit. Shift myself forward, belly pulled in and up. And then exhale, come all the way down to my belly. Relax the shoulders back and down. Your toenails are down. And then maybe you slide your hands back. If it feels okay to interlace your fingers, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can just leave your hands down on the ground, palms face down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest, locust pose. Feel your spinal muscles work. And then exhale, melt yourself down. Bring your hands out outside of your chest. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your heart off the ground. And then exhale, take your hips back and down towards your heels and find a quick child's pose. Relax your forehead down. Relax your brows. And relax your jaw. Breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. And breathe out. And know that you're breathing out. You roll your forehead side to side. You just got one more breath here. All right. And then you inhale, press up into your box pose. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, soft bend to your knees, look forward. And then exhale as many steps as you need to take your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine, pull your belly in. And then exhale, bring your hands down, step your right foot to the back of your mat, and then soften your right knee down. So left knee forward, right knee down. Inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips and your arms up over your head and breathe. On your next inhale, open your arms out like a T. And then exhale, take your right arm under the left, either hug opposite shoulders or eagle up your arms palm to palm. Relax your shoulders down. Now you have this option to stay right here, or to inhale, lift your elbows, lift your forearms. Exhale, round your upper back and tuck your elbows in towards your navel. Inhale, lift last time. And exhale, tuck it in. Now inhale, slowly lift, unravel, reach your arms out and up. And exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Shift your hips back, straighten your left leg and flex your toes back towards your shin. Breathe here. You can take a bend to your left knee if you want it. But slide your navel towards your left thigh bone. And then you can take your left toes forward, you can bring them back, kind of whatever it is that you need. Move around in this space. All right, y'all. Exhale completely. Inhale, walk yourself forward. Bend your front knee, curl up your back toes. Now as many steps or as fluid as you feel like taking this. Your hands are down. Inhale, float your left leg up and back. And then exhale, bend your left knee, stack your hip beyond it open, watch your left shoulder. And then circle it all out. And then inhale, three-leg dog, your left leg rises. Exhale, step your left foot forward, your right heel goes flat. Inhale, your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay here and breathe. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Awesome, y'all. Arms reach up overhead. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, frame your front foot with your hands and straighten your front leg. Hands can be on blocks, y'all. Pull your left hip back, your right hip forward. Press down into the big toe ball mound of your left foot. Now completely exhale. Inhale, bend back into your left knee. And then on the exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, bring your knees down to the ground. Slide your hands back, shift yourself forward. And then you know what? This time on the exhale, keep your joints stacked over your wrists. So you inhale here. Exhale, stick your butt up, drop your chest and your chin down like an inchworm. Gaze forward. And then inhale, slide yourself through. Pubic bone down, toenails down. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. And then exhale, melt yourself down. Breathe here. Maybe you turn your left ear to the ground, gaze towards the right. Your arms can reach down by the side, body palms face down. On the inhale, take your forehead to the ground, right back through center, and then exhale, take your right ear to the ground, gaze to the left. And then Inhale, come right back through center. And then exhale, hands outside your chest. Lift your heart. Press your hips back towards your heels. And find your child's pose. Roll your forehead side to side. Inhale, press up into your box pose. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees to look forward. Now exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand, your left foot outside of your left hand. Heels in, toes out, bottoms low, hearts high. Malasana yogic squat, hands to heart center. If you have one or two blocks, you can slide them underneath you. And then lift your chest, right? So if you need to find a seat, it's all good. Otherwise, we're here. And you breathe. And then let your hands come back down to the earth. Inhale, lift your hips, straighten your legs, turn your toes forward. And then exhale, melt over your thighs. Drop the crown of your head down. Perfect. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step yourself back, coming down onto your belly one last time. I'm going to slide my blanket out from underneath me, and I'm getting my way here. And make your way down to your belly. We'll all meet there. All right. So let your pubic bone and your hip bones stay down on the mat, right? Your forehead is down. You can take your arms out to a T or down by your side body. Do what you need. I'm going to take mine up like, I don't know, like that thing at the airport where they scan you, right? So I kind of up. All right, so I want you to relax your bottom, right? Like, so shake it out. Release your glutes, like, so you're not holding on at all here. Everything is soft, right? If you need to grab onto yourself, do it, right? You're at home. It's all good. Make sure everything is soft here. And then your 5 left toenails stay on the ground. And just lift, keep both hip bones down, lift your right leg. Lengthening through your low back so there's no pinching, pulling, tension. And then place your right foot back down on the ground. Keep your hip bones down. Switch sides, shake it out first. Now 5 right toenails are all down on the ground. Lift your left leg. Keep your glute relaxed. Keep both hips down. One more inhale. Exhale, place your left foot down on the ground. Reach your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers one more time at the small of your back, Baddha Hasta. Slide your fist past your sacrum. Roll your shoulders back. And then lift your chest. Try to relax your glutes. If you feel this in your low back, take the top of your pubic bone, draw it up towards your navel, but use your spinal muscles to lift you. One more inhale. And then exhale, melt it back down. Hands outside your chest. Peel your heart up. And then take your hips towards your heels. I would bring my inner thighs and my knees together at this point and do a traditional child's pose. Drape your torso, your sternum on top of your thighs and support your low back completely. Your hands can come down towards your feet. Let your shoulders round forward. And then as you're ready, Bring your hands back forward. Inhale, press up into your box pose. Now you have a couple of options. I don't have a block here, so you could take a supported heroes by sliding a block in between your heels and sitting your bottom down on it. Oh, I actually have a block right here. Wow, look at that. So it goes in between your heels, and then you sit down on it, right? And then if you don't have a block, you're just gonna bring your feet together and sit on your heels, or you can go into full heroes where your feet separate a little bit more so that your bottom comes down flush to the ground, right? So you pick what you need. And just kind of be there for a second, right? Your shoulders over your hips, your belly is kind of softly drawing in to support your spine, shoulders back and down. All right, y'all. So when you're ready, take your right arm up and drop your right fingertips in between your shoulder blades. Now you have this option here to take your left hand to your right elbow and get a little bit of a tricep stretch, but I want you to watch your chin. It's really easy to tuck, and I want you to leave it neutral. So you might feel the back of your skull pressing into that soft space of your right forearm, right, that underside. Now, if you have a strap, you could put the strap into your right hand so that it hangs down your back, and then reach your left arm around the small of your back, and I'll face so that y'all can see my back, okay? So if you're gonna take Gomukhasana arms, your right arm is up. You can open your left arm out, but you have to internally rotate your upper arm bone and then reach your left fingertips around and up. So if you have a strap or your shirt, you just hold on. If you're reaching the fingertips up, they might clasp at some point, but make sure it's not painful, right? Like, and if it's making you shake and stuff, like I'd maybe say, not today. And just breathe into the space, just a little bit. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, release. Reach your right arm out to the side with your palm facing forward, your thumb up. And then as you exhale, cross your right arm in front of you, and then let your left forearm catch either your right forearm or your right upper arm, just not your elbow, right? And let your right shoulder soften down. So your left elbow is bent. Good, y'all. Check how I looked over at the camera like, good, y'all, like I can see you. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release it. Shake it out, roll your shoulders. And then as you inhale, reach your left arm out and up. Drop your fingertips in between your shoulder blades. And then your right hand reaches up and over, catch your elbow, get that stretch first. Remember the back of your skull, your chin, all that stuff. Pull the pit of your belly in. And then if you want your Gomukhasana arms, you reach your right arm out, internally rotate your upper arm bone, slide your right forearm on the small of your back, maybe your fingertips catch. Typically one side is going to be more accessible than the other. Usually has to do with which side you're dominant on. Otherwise you can grab your strap, your shirt, you do you. But don't overdo it either, right? Just breathe through it. One more inhale here. And then exhale, slowly release. Inhale, reach your left arm out, palm forward, thumb up. And then exhale, cross your left arm in front of your chest. And then your right forearm either catches your left forearm or your left upper arm bone. Whatever feels like it's going to give you a better stretch. Let your left shoulder soften down. Just try not to pull on your elbow joint in and of itself. Breathe here. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Roll out your shoulders, shake it out. If you have a block in between your feet, slowly lift up. And remove it, place it over to the side. And then come back into your box pose. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Now from your inhale, extend your right leg, lift it up and back to about hip height. And on the exhale, bring your right knee in between your thumbs. So your right heel is going to come more towards your pubic bone. This is sleeping swan, so it's a little bit different from half pigeon. We're going to get there soon enough. Your belly is going to rest on top of your right thigh. Some of you are not going to feel this at all. And then some of you are going to be like, oh wow. So when you're ready, drape your torso, drape your belly on top of your right thigh. You're going to feel compression on the right hip. And then your right heel is kind of in towards your pubic bone. Your left leg is reaching back. Maybe you take your arms all the way forward. And just be here for a moment. See if you can really release and melt into the top of your leg. So if you're clenching your glutes, your butt cheek, relax, soften them. Allow yourself to be heavy on your right leg. And if you just really enjoy this and you want to stay, feel free. Otherwise, walk your hands back. Lift your chest. I curl up my toes because I'm going to lift my right knee and move into half pigeon. Right knee towards my right wrist, left leg extends long behind me. Inhale, lengthen my chest, pull the heart forward, and then exhale to fold down. You can walk your hands forward, you can take them out, back, whatever feels good to you. Just be here. And then slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale to lift your chest. Curl up your left toes. Come onto your left knee. And then take your right leg back and circle it out. So it's probably going to feel a little, I don't know, it could be tender or not after all of that. But when you're ready, hands and knees to the ground. We're just going to take the second side, nothing fancy. Inhale, lengthen your left leg back behind you. Lift it to hip height. And then exhale, bring your left knee in between your thumbs. Drop it down to the ground. And then I take my right leg and slide it back, right? So your left heel is in towards your pubic bone-ish, depending on your anatomy, right? But your belly and your torso are going to rest on top of your left leg, and you're going to try to allow all of your weight on there. So when you're ready, walk your hands forward. Take your forehead down. Try to relax your left glute. Stop squeezing into everything here. Let the weight of your body be the natural kind of intensifier, right? Now, if you just really like this one, you can stay right here. If you want, slide your hands back, lift your chest. I curl up my right toes and kind of come onto my right knee for a second so I can slide my left leg forward. Now your left shin can be up to parallel to the top of your mat, anywhere in between, but your left foot is flexed. So inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your heart forward, and then exhale, melt yourself down. Let it all just go. Take about 3 more breaths here. And then slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale to lift your chest. And you're going to kind of curl up your right toes, come onto your right knee, press your palms down, and then slide your left leg back, circle out your knee, your hip. And then place your left knee down on the ground. Walk yourself back so that you can come down to a seated position. Extend your legs forward, or not. And then gently roll down, 1 vertebra at a time. Your knees are bent, your feet are down on the ground. So I'm going to give you this option. It's going to be short-lived, right? But press your feet down and lift your hips, and then you're going to slide your right forearm underneath your kind of low back. Now you have the option to leave it parallel to like the short edge of your mat, or to reach your fingertips up towards your left shoulder blade like we did earlier for Gomukhasana arms, right? And allow for your right upper arm bone to kind of roll away. There's going to be a stretch through your upper back, through your shoulders. I also feel it right around my collarbone. Just be there for a moment, feel it out. You can turn your face to the left, but just be gentle, right? Because you're already in a certain way. So just move gently. And then press your feet down to the ground, lift your hips. Remove your right arm out from under you, and you might need to circle it around a little bit. And then opposite side, inhale, lift your hips. Slide your left arm underneath you, palm face down. Rest your hips back down towards the ground. If you want to move into that Gomukhasana-like arm, lift your hips again. Take your left fingertips up towards your right shoulder blade, and then come back down again. And it's going to feel different from one side to the other, and it's a-okay. And you just kind of move your face around. Relax your left shoulder from your ear. Now press your feet down to the ground. Inhale to lift your hips. Exhale, remove your arm. Circle it out. And you might not have felt anything with that, but you might have felt a lot, right? So it's all good. Now hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Inhale here. On the exhale, round your forehead up to your knee. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, open up to your Shavasana. Extend your legs forward. Let your feet hang comfortably open. Your arms come down by the side, body palms face up. If there's anything else you need to do besides going straight into your rest, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, we all meet there, flat on the earth. Allow for the bottom side of your body to feel heavy and grounded, it's rooted, while the top side is light, it's weightless, maybe floating. And rest. invite you to stay here as long as you can. There's no rush, there's no hurry. It's the beauty of being in your home, doing your practice, or wherever. So please stay in your Shavasana, in your meditation, in your rest as long as you possibly can. It's been my honor, my pleasure to be with all of you this morning or whenever it is that you take this practice. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay and rest.